The countdown is on to the Iowa caucuses, and the real question is which candidate can get voters to turn out on the caucuses on Monday night. With me is Anthony Salvanto, CBS News elections director. It's a little bit confusing for people who are accustomed on primary night to go in, make their pick of candidate in the ballot box, and then leave. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't, and that's exactly why turnout is such a big deal, because this is not a quick process. It's actually a meeting. That's what a caucus is. People have to go, and there's party business inside the caucus room. Maybe there's some argument back and forth, and then they vote. We can start to break it down for you on just exactly how this works.
Oh, so they show up to the meeting, and then what? They have to elect delegates?
Well, that's exactly right. Now, a caucus means that this is really just the start of a long process through the state where they're going to be sending delegates onto state conventions and then eventually onto the national convention to vote for their nominee. Now, the Republicans, it's pretty simple. They go in, they go up to a ballot box, and they cast their ballot. But for the Democrats, it gets a little more complicated.
In what way?
Okay. What the Democrats do is they're electing delegates too. So they all come in and they start off, go into the caucus room, right? This is fun. Okay. So we've got three major candidates here. We've got Sanders, we've got Clinton, we've got O'Malley. Okay. The Democrats are first going to divide up and see who supports who in an initial preference. This is not the vote. This is just seeing how much support each candidate comes in with. And this is what our entrance polls
It's sort of like
us.
Speed dating.
A little bit. But now you get to switch, because what they find out is somebody's going to get eliminated here. Any candidate who doesn't meet a certain threshold in this, if you get less than 15%, you're eliminated.
I'm not a fortune teller, but I'm assuming it's going to be Martin O'Malley on this night, right?
Well,
okay.
The polls would suggest that,
okay.
but we'll see.
And our graphic would suggest it too.
So that's where the polls are. But let's just assume for the sake of argument it's like this. Well, those folks, once they're eliminated, they can go to any of the candidates who've reached that what they call viability, right? It means that they're in contention. Once they redistribute themselves to these viable candidates, now we have an actual vote.
Do the campaigns actually have representatives at these caucuses? So these people are talking to someone from Hillary Clinton's campaign, a surrogate or something like that, or?
Well, this is where organizing really comes in. What you want to have, ideally, is people who support your candidate so passionately that they're going to be convincing other people, hey, come over here, join us. Oh, no, don't join them, come over here. And going back and forth with that argument to reach this final result. After this happens, then they call that into the state party, and the state party tallies up results.
Are they allowed to bring cookies? Because cookies would help.
Cookies would help.
Yeah.
Beverages of a certain choice.
Right.
You know, I suppose all things are go.
The way this is set up, does it give the advantage to one candidate over another just because of the complicated process of caucusing?
Yeah, it really could. Not only turnout, and not only does it mean that the candidate who's best organized might be able to get more of their voters to go and do this, because it takes a while, but if we were to look at a map of Iowa, okay, you would see that, in fact, you have to get delegates from all over the state. Every county has delegates. And what that means is a candidate cannot just concentrate all their resources in one or two or three places. For Bernie Sanders, there's been some speculation that maybe if it's young people supporting him, well, they tend to live in the eastern part of the state.
Okay.
Well, you can't win that way because each of these counties is going to be sending delegates too. So you've got to win delegates everywhere, and that's an advantage to a candidate who can spread out their support.
We also always pay attention to weather on caucus night and whether people can get out. Is there only one caucus site in each county, or are there multiple sites in each county?
There's multiple sites. There's caucuses all over the precincts. So ostensibly, this would be close to someone's home. Look, if the weather is bad, maybe turnout goes down. But then again, it's Iowa. They're used to that.
Right.
So people there will say, no, if we're committed, we're going.
All right, Anthony, thank you so much. It should be exciting these last few days before the Iowa caucuses.
Absolutely. Thanks, Contessa.
And Monday, February 1st, we are your home for all things Iowa. We have full coverage of the caucuses throughout the day and night right here on CBSN. And stick with CBSN Thursday night for full coverage of the GOP debate. We'll bring you the highlights, plus extensive pre- and post-debate analysis. That's Thursday night at 7 Eastern.